Good morning, everybody. This is Friday morning, and I'm going to call this Focus Friday. So to allow me to focus, I actually have made some notes for this morning. First of all, I wanted to say a huge shout out to the emergency services and all the clapping last night. It was so emotional. I did actually cry. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. I could hear everybody in our street, and I joined in as well. So I'm sure everybody found that. The purpose of really my short live, hopefully they're short enough for you, my live videos, is to help you feel better about yourselves. So I want to remind you of what you can do and what you can be grateful for. Instead of focusing on the negative, I want to focus on the positive. So these are very short. I don't believe in having like a 2-hour conversation and what we can do. There's loads of things we can do. So I've kind of tried to cut this down to manageable chunk sizes. The first thing I'm going to say is that I actually have now managed to get on my laptop to do this. I've been doing it on my phone, but my laptop wasn't accessing my camera. Suddenly this morning it is accessing my camera, so I can see kind of my big face on my laptop this morning, which is a bit of a fright to me. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So these are the things you can do, and I want you to focus on these things. First of all, I remember I said a while, I think in my first video, that we weren't under house arrest. Well, actually we really are now. We're only allowed to go out for one walk with the dog. Poor doggies, if you haven't got a garden, they're having to cope with only that one walk, which is a bit of a pity. But now that you can do things really very simply. And the first one is breathe. That's the B of my ABC core techniques. And I know we breathe every day, but what I mean by this is a deep breath from the diaphragm. People who do yoga, who do singing, who do voice production will understand this, but you really need to take a deep breath. This immediately reduces stress in your mind and in your body. Believe me, just try it. I've put up my how to breathe video. I think I've done that, but there are lots of techniques, I think, being shown on Facebook. So take a deep breath. Whenever you feel yourself getting stressed or anxious, just take a deep breath in through the nose and feel your tummy sort of expanding. That's that area that needs to expand. And then try and hold even for just a 1, 2, 3, and then let out your breath through your mouth. So try that any time you feel anxious. It does work, because if you're not doing it, then it won't work. So you need to do it to experience how it works. And I know there's lots of people saying they're anxious, they're worried, and in these challenging times, that's obviously going to happen to many people, probably everyone. Just think of even the people under the emergency services still working. They will need to take these little techniques when they come home. Just a deep breath, or even while they're working, a moment just to take that deep breath. I hope you are going to do this, and it does help. The next thing is you need to take time to relax, and that's where there are meditations you can use. Now, the reason I developed my short mind bites was due to people, the same as me, I don't find the time, I have the time to do a half-hour meditation. Sounds lovely, we can maybe go to bed and sit and listen. I would fall asleep. So after speaking to lots of people saying, oh, we don't have time for this, I decided to develop my short mind bites. And these are short. They're under 3 minutes. So don't tell me you don't have time for 3 minutes. There is time in a 24-hour day to find a 3-minute window, under 3-minute window, to do these. And that helps you relax. In fact, I'll put up my candle flame one again. A lot of feedback saying this has really helped. And it is for focusing. So it really is very apt for Focus Friday. I'll put my candle flame meditation up again. So if you look at that, you will be relaxed and calm. The next thing you can do is, the third thing is, be positive. Now, that's going to be probably very challenging because we are overloaded with negativity on the Facebook, on social media, on the news. And people who are really anxious, if they ask me, I would say, stop reading and listening to all the negative news and all the negative social media. Now, when this outbreak happened, social media and other outlets were just flooded with negativity. And it's so heartening to see now that on social media, there are so many positive messages that just, it's fabulous to see. So people are turning around and realizing that we need to have positive messages. We need to share funny stories, photographs of our animals. I mean, some of them are absolutely hysterical, and we need that laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. So please stop looking at anything negative. Start focusing on the positive, because you can. And again, your mind is very powerful. If you think positively, like I feel positive, you immediately feel better. And that's the purpose of these short sort of videos for you. If you have time, now this is a difficult one because I'm talking about time. If you have time, I say I have spoken to some workers that are home workers and still under pressure to work. So they don't really have a lot of time. And that's difficult also if there's no nurseries open now. So if you're working from home and you have children really of any age, then they'll be clambering over your laptop. They'll be trying to gain your attention. It's very, very difficult, and I can understand that. So, but think of like the people who don't have anybody, don't have any dogs. They really are isolated. So be grateful that actually you do have children, you do have people around you, particularly if they're still well. Then be grateful for that. But what I said yesterday is to a group I was doing a virtual session with, I said, if you just take a few minutes with the children, even when you're walking the dog, you're having time with your dog, try and put attention. I call it FA. Now, I'm not swearing here. I mean full attention. So you give full attention to what you're doing at that moment. So even if you're playing with the children or they're trying to get your attention, give them that attention, because they too will learn through this period that actually they can have your attention for a moment or two, and then they can learn to do something else. So try that. The other thing you can do is write, paint, draw. There's lots of things online. So if you do have time, you can learn to do something new. Maybe learn a language. That might be a bit taxing for me, but some of these things are really good. I have always written a diary, so you could write a journal. Now, I'm not talking about War and Peace. I've said that before, and this is just for you. You could start writing down your sort of memories of this, and happy memories, which takes me on to the last and final point on creativity. And that's my C of my ABC. C is being creative imagination. It's just like visualization. So you need to use your imagination in these times, and not imagining catastrophes. You need to imagine happy places. So that's where you need to bring in my A, the affirmation. So you've got to start with, I feel good, or I feel happy, I am happy. And then close your eyes and just think of a happy place you've been, happy memories, and bring these to the fore. In fact, there's been a few suggestions, I think, on Facebook that if you write down on wee notes what you're grateful for, what you would like to do, and put them into a jar, then when this is all over, you can obviously bring them out the jar, and that can be your bucket list. So you can dream. Everybody can dream. And I'm hoping that this has helped you. Now, this is Friday morning. This is, I think, my 8th live video. They're maybe getting better as I go along, I'm not sure, but I've enjoyed doing them, and I do hope they're helping everybody. And I will continue to do them, but not over the weekend. They say that quit while you're ahead. You want people, I'm going to give this a miss on Saturday and Sunday, but I will be back on Monday. Now, some of you might be going, oh dear, we're going to have her on Monday again. But I'm a great believer in that you don't just need physical exercise, you need mind exercises. So although I'm not here on Saturday and Sunday, please continue to practice the mind exercises. I've made mine very simple, very short, and I just call them my ABC. And they've taken me through a lot of life's challenges. And as many of you know, I did lose my son. He committed suicide. I do mention that to people, but I think it's important to know that there are tragedies in life and you can cope. And I have managed to cope through resilience and courage to endure every day. And I use my ABC. So I'm going to send a virtual hug to everybody. Enjoy Friday, enjoy your weekend, and please try to find somewhere that you can do something positive. And I've loved speaking to you, and I'll be back on Monday. Okay, bye for now.